let's talk about Russia. I mean, there is a START agreement that has been in place. It's been highly successful. It's verifiable. And you under President Trump wanted to back out of it, and you wanted to walk away from START. What was the wisdom in that? And you know that Biden will probably sign it the next day to try and extend it.
Well, he would make a mistake if he extended it for the full 5 years to maintain. I mean, I'm just speaking of his position now. To maintain his negotiating leverage with the Russians, he only ought to extend it for 1 year. I was against New START in 2010 for several reasons. The first was it did not take into account tactical nuclear weapons,
Of which there
which is
are thousands.
right, which is a much graver problem for Europe than it is for us. Number one. Number two, the treaty, even as written now, and the Russians concede this, does not adequately cover new technology like hypersonic cruise missiles, which are in many respects a graver threat than ballistic missiles. They're much harder to defend against given the kind of trajectory they follow. And number three, and this really is a huge strategic question, by definition, New START doesn't cover China. Now, the Chinese say, oh, but our nuclear capability is so much smaller than Russia and the United States, we shouldn't be included, which is a way of saying, let us build up to have as many nuclear weapons as you have, and then we'll be happy to talk to you. That's not acceptable. Now, I'm not saying that.
Well, you got to start somewhere, though, right? I mean, if you
Well,
extend the
that's
START
exactly right.
treaty and then you bring the numbers down, and we've come down from tens of thousands of weapons down to about 1,500 nuclear warheads per side. You bring them down a bit lower, and then China is brought into that agreement. But to abandon START, I mean, a lot of people will argue against that. But
Well, I wasn't saying we abandoned it. I just think this treaty is flawed. I negotiated the Treaty of Moscow in 2002, which reduced deployed nuclear warheads to a range of 17 to 2,200 between Russia and the United States. So I've negotiated my share of arms control agreements, but they've got to be good arms control agreements. And as I've described, I think New START is flawed.